Program for International Student Assessment, PISA. Science all around us. Just observe your surroundings and now change your position. Again observe your surroundings. Whatever is seen, whatever is being observed, everything involves science. In this video, we will discuss few activities of our day-to-day life and we will discuss how these activities are related to science. Science, this word has been derived from the Latin word scientia, meaning knowledge. It is the knowledge we get when we ask questions, and questions are raised when someone is inquisitive. Science is systematized knowledge derived from observation, study, and experimentation, carried on in order to determine the nature or principles of what is being studied. Science explains all natural phenomena like photosynthesis, volcano eruption, snowfall, germination of seed, lightning, solar eclipse, ocean tides and currents, how these are formed, rainbow. All these things can be explained using science. Science explains making of all artificial things. For example, medical gadgets, decorative items, building material, cosmetic products, optical fibers, electronic gadgets, fabric and fibers, and all kind of machines. Now let us discuss what is an invention and what is a discovery. What is the difference in between these two? Thomas Alva Edison invented electric bulb and Sir Isaac Newton discovered concept of gravity. Cause which leads to effect, that is an invention, and effect that leads to cause, that is discovery. Whenever there is any problem or difficulty, to solve that problem, variety of options are explored. Extensive experimentation is done using different scientific principles, and then several failed attempts lead to an invention. And if there is any happening or observation made by someone, like apple was dropped from the tree, finding out reason with the help of existing scientific principles, that leads to discovery, which in case of apple was gravity. Now let us compare invention and discovery. An invention is an artificial creation by humans that did not exist in the past. Discovery is finding out something that already existed but not known. Invention is a process, but discovery, it is not a process. Invention is nothing to do with nature, but discovery is everything to do with nature. An invention is scientific, but discovery is natural. For example, the telephone was invented by Graham Bell. Light bulb was invented by Thomas Alva Edison. Computer was invented by Charles Babbage, and Marconi invented radio. Similarly, discovery of America by Columbus, discovery of gravity by Isaac Newton, discovery of plant cell by Robert Hooke, and discovery of radioactivity by Henry Becquerel. Now let us discuss some of our daily observations and see how these are related to science. Let us take this simple activity of preparation of lemonade. Even this small activity involves lot of science. How? Sugar gets dissolved in water, and after dissolution, sugar occupies intermolecular spaces in water. The solution, it is going to have acidic pH. We can see this simple activity is exclusively scientific in nature. Just observe these pictures related to our day-to-day activities. Whatever we throw falls on the ground. Why? Science explains this. It happens due to gravitational pull. Similarly, water kept in earthen pot, it remains cool. Why? Because of evaporation. This earthen pot has many small holes. Water seeps out through them and evaporates from the surface of the pot, and energy needed for evaporation is taken from the water kept in the earthen pot, and in that way water remains cool even during summer. What is this? Wheel. Wheel is considered significant invention of science, and we all know it has made human life so easy, and credit goes to science only. This is pulley. What is pulley? A pulley is a simple wooden or metallic machine that uses a wheel and rope to lift heavy loads. And this pulley is application of science only. The working principle of pulley is when one end of the rope is pulled downward, the load on the other end of rope is pulled upward. Just see application of science in our day-to-day life, how science has made human life so comfortable, it can be seen. How does butterfly land on a bush? These butterflies have long proboscis, and these are very light and can even land on very delicate flowers for pollination, and also these provide population control for a number of plants and even insect species by eating them. And butterflies are not only beautiful creatures but do a great deal for the environment. Again, we can see science can explain all these things. How do trees heal themselves? The tree can heal itself by absorbing sunlight and air from the surroundings, water from the soil after being attacked, chopped, and hacked. How does a tree choose where to grow a new branch? In this picture, you can see so many branches of tree, and the credit goes to hormone auxin, and this hormone contributes to apical dominance, which prevents any branches from growing below. As the tree gets taller, the oxygen concentration at the secondary meristem is lower and branches comes out. Again, it can be explained by science. Why do some trees shed bark? The most common cause of tree bark loss is that it is growing out of its skin, which must be shed to allow its trunk to get enlarged. Science explains that. What causes some trees to stay green and others to lose their leaves? Trees shed leaves to survive harsh weather conditions. Shedding leaves conserve water and energy. Evergreen trees like Christmas tree have very strong leaves rolled up tight like long thin needles with waxy coating. This shape allows the evergreens to conserve water which is needed for photosynthesis. Because of this, they stay green. As during autumn, what happens? Days get shorter and colder. Now chlorophyll molecules break down, photosynthesis stops, and leaves quickly lose their green color. Some leaves begin to look yellow or orange because they still contains pigments like carotenes and xanthophylls, and that is why trees turn red, orange and gold during the fall. Science clarifies that. What do birds use to make their nests, and how do they seem to defy gravity? And nests are shelter homes of the birds, and different birds make their nests using different materials. Some gather sticks, grass and leaves, while others use tree branches, mud, stones, or even their own saliva. Many nests are made up of any material the bird can find. And as far as their defying of gravity is concerned, wings and feathers have a special shape called an aerofoil. Birds overcome gravity with a force called lift. To create lift, the bird holds the front part of the wing slightly higher than back. When air passes over the wing, air underneath is pushed downward. This pushes the wing upwards. This creates the lift. A bird needs to beat gravity. We could understand this using science. Wild turkeys in your courtyard during a specific time of year. Why? These birds nest on the ground beneath shrubs or a brush pile. And if that shelter is already in the yard, turkeys may choose to raise their young one at such kind of places. Tall scrub, mature shrubbery, and a large brush pile or wood pile provide shelter that will attract wild turkeys. Moreover, this is also related with migration of birds. Birds migrate to mate, to search for food, to escape harsh weather conditions, evade predators, and to flee from diseases. Birds also migrate to raise their young ones in a safe environment. Iron objects get rusted and silver objects undergo tarnishing. Actually, this is corrosion. When metal reacts with air and moisture of the atmosphere, the color formed over the metal surface is nothing but the oxide of the respective metal. And science explains all these redox reactions. What causes the soda to shoot out and why does it shoot up? The soda water contains carbon dioxide that has dissolved under pressure. When the pressure is released by opening the soda container, the liquid cannot hold as much carbon dioxide, so the excess of carbon dioxide bubbles out of the solution. We understand only by using science. Enjoying snowfall. Again, science can explain that temperature is above freezing, but still snowfall is going on. Everything can be explained using science. Playing football. Again, science is involved. In all sports and games activities, science is there, and you can see in this football game parabolic motion, Newton's law of motions are involved. Enjoying water activities. Again, science is involved, forces and motion. Enjoying parenthood. This is also science. Reproduction. Reproduction is a fundamental feature of all known life. Each individual organism exists as the result of reproduction. Science could explain. Having family. Family members are most of the time are similar to each other, as children inherit pair of genes from their parents. A child gets one set of genes from the father and one set of genes from the mother, and that is why offspring siblings are quite similar with each other, and genes and DNA decide our family tree. What causes dew? Dew is water in the form of droplet that appear on exposed objects at night. As exposed surfaces cool by radiating their heat, moisture in the air condenses at a rate greater than its evaporation, resulting in the formation of water droplets on the surfaces. We understand using science. Shape of the oil drop is spherical, not triangular or rectangular. Again, science explains that it is due to surface tension. What makes flowers grow? The flowers are the reproductive part of the plants and produce seeds, which then produce more plants. In case of trees, the flowers grow into fruits or berries, and it is the fruit or berries which holds the seeds. We can understand how important is flower for plants. It all can be explained using science. How does that fly stay on the window? House flies use light as a means of orientation. Depending on light from the sky in particular to navigate. House flies tends to move towards sunlight, so they will collect around doors and windows. Science explains that. Why is the sky blue? Why do some clouds look thin? Blue light is scattered in all directions by the tiny molecules of air in Earth's atmosphere. Blue is scattered more than other colors because it travels as shorter, smaller waves. This is why we see a blue sky most of the time. High level clouds typically form above 6,000 meters, and since the temperatures are so cold at such high elevations, these clouds, called cirrus clouds, are primarily composed of ice crystals and appear thin and white. We conclude through science. How does the sun make a shadow? Shadows are created when an object blocks out some of the sun's light or other light. The length of the resulting shadow depends on how low or high the source of light is or sun is in the sky. We understand using science. How do waterfalls are formed? Waterfall is created when river water erodes the weaker earth, rock or sand of its original stream bed, pushing the rock aside along with the water. We know by virtue of science. What causes a concrete pavement to crack? The temperature and moisture gradient that exists between top and bottom of the concrete pavement slabs causes the curling and distortion of the slab. The natural response causes the concrete pavement to crack at regular intervals. Again, our knowledge of science. Why does snow appear white in color while water is transparent or colorless? Snow is essentially made up of hundreds of tiny ice crystals which all partially absorb and partially scatter the light incident on them. So, snow appears white in color while water is transparent because it is transmitting the light but not reflecting back to the ice. Yes, we know through science. How does snow stick to a vehicle? The insulating air in the underhood support makes car to change temperature slowly. That is why more snow remain stick over it. Snow does not get stuck to concrete. In concrete, due to the salt content, its specific gravity decreases, which does not allow snow to stick on it. Is science again. Ice floats on water despite being a solid. Actually, density of water is less than ice because of more extensive hydrogen bonding in ice, which results into occupying more volume for same mass. If ice does not float, then oceans and lakes would freeze from the bottom up, killing marine life by trapping organisms in the ice. So, floating ice help marine life. Everything can be explained using science. Why do onions make us cry? Science can answer. We add salt and sugar in pickles and murabbas. Why? Use of salt and sugar prevent microbial growth and helps in preservation of food. This is science in kitchen. Crompton antibacterial bulb. Does it actually eliminate bacteria? And if so, is it safe for prolonged exposure? Find out yourself. Do fairness cream really work? The fairness creams only block sun rays and prevent secretion of melanin, thus help in reducing tan and restoring. Is it okay to use any detergent in the dishwasher? Find out yourself. With that, let us conclude this session. Now, you guys observe your surroundings and select topic on which you are going to frame questions for PISA scientific literacy. Thanks. Thank you very much.